The beginning of the recording got corrupted, but it's just a small part of the introduction missing. Basically, the subject is day and night swapped in the US, which means basically people would work at night. Literally like 3 minutes missing, but it shouldn't happen again.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
Looks like you're defending this policy, Dream.
So I'm defending that it's a good idea.
Yes, you are defending that it is a good idea.
A good thing, since it technically happened. So it's a good thing.
This is a good thing that this policy is going into effect. Okay. So that, just so we can summarize the policy, it's that all the businesses have come together, they've agreed on this, and they are now going to put this policy into effect. Put this policy into effect, and it will go effect in 2 months. Okay.
Okay. So 2 months in the United States, all businesses are going to switch their working hours to nighttime. That sounds like a great idea.
Bingo. Okay. Do you want to start with opening arguments?
You can start.
I don't know if I should. This is going to be a hard one. Okay, I'll start. My opening arguments for why this is a bad idea, and this is coming from somebody who is pretty much awake at all hours of the night. Anyway, so I already almost have this schedule myself, but I would say this is a bad idea for a lot of reasons. One, it's change. Nobody likes change. Change is ridiculous. The businesses need to reverse this policy. You're going to negatively affect people's lives in 2 months when they have to switch over. That's just going to be super inconvenient. And you're going to have an extra amount of cost. Okay. There's going to be cost. It's going to be expensive for everybody to switch their lives over. I mean, think about all the problems that come from people during daylight savings time. Okay. During daylight savings time, you literally have, I want to say like, a massive amount of increase in car accidents from 1 hour of switching. As people's bodies are adjusting, they're tired, you see a noticeable spike in car accidents. Now that's from 1 hour during daylight savings time in the US. Now imagine that, but you now have basically a full 12-hour period. You're going to have tons of people falling asleep at the wheels as they're adjusting. People are going to get into accidents. It is not going to be fun for a lot of people. A bunch of people are going to get hurt in car accidents. You're also going to be switching up people's natural biological clocks. People are already used to staying awake during the day and going to sleep at night. It's the way our bodies have, naturally designed to go. So why would you want to break that up? Right? That just seems like a silly idea. It seems like a stupid thing to do. And this whole concept is ridiculous. All right, your turn.
Well, I mean, just to address a few of those things, the thing with the more car accidents on daylight savings time, I'm sure that may be true. No.
Opening arguments, then you can attack my position. So just do an opening of why this is a good thing first.
Okay. All right. Well, I believe it's actually a great thing, not even just a good thing, but an amazing thing for basically everybody. I think that skin cancer from the sun, all the negative effects that the sun has on our body, there are some positives, but the negatives that it has will be basically erased. I mean, think of the number of cancer patients that all of a sudden, are going to go drop down in time, in the span of 1 year will drop down from, a million to a couple hundred people probably with skin cancer from the sun. The proportions from people working at night to working in the day are so low that if you flip that number, then skin cancer goes down. That's a great thing. People already have a circadian rhythm, which is basically your sleep pattern of nighttime, because naturally, since we were back in the time whenever humans were first whatevered, they had to be awake at all times because there weren't structures, there weren't houses for them to be in. They could be attacked at any point by animals and by, wild beings. So basically they had a rhythm that everyone had a different circadian rhythm, which is basically in your DNA, which decides when you are best awake and asleep. And there's been studies that have shown 100% that it's pretty evenly spread. People that have a good time, that have an easiest time staying up at night and at day, but right now it's everybody's up during the day for some reason. So it wouldn't be that big of a difference when you're saying everyone would adjust. There'd be about 50% of people who hate it, 50% of people who love it. So that's something that, I think that is great about it, is that, those 50% of people who've been at an unfair disadvantage basically since civilization was a thing would get their fair share. Yeah, so I mean, you spend less money on like sunscreen, skin cancer. You know, there's less skin cancer. Also, we'd be lighting up the world then. I mean, really, we'd be lighting up the world. I mean, we'd be at nighttime. We'd have to put lights everywhere because the people that have bad vision and stuff would have trouble, so we have to put lights everywhere. So then we'd more even out. It'd kind of send us into a wave of inventions to make night vision for everybody and everything that basically would make our lives easier for everybody. So why not do it? I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of other positives, but I guess those will be my opening arguments.
All right. Those were some good opening arguments, but I am going to enjoy crushing you with your own arguments. All right. So I'm going to open up.
I don't get to address yours from the beginning?
I'm going to address yours and you get to address mine.
Okay.
So you get to address mine and then also
I'm going to forget about yours. Your original points.
We'll you're not keeping notes? Open up Notepad.
I don't need notes. You're easy.
Wow. Okay.
Get easy.
Your lack of notes is why you're about to get muffined.
Okay. All
right. Here we go. All right. First off, you mentioned skin cancer. Congratulations, Dream. You traded skin cancer for a pile of bodies due to nighttime car accidents. Okay. There are going to be mountains of dead people because of the amount of car accidents at night. Okay. Think about it. Okay. Already, guess what? You know what people are? They're bad drivers. Now you're adding into the fact that you're taking all that daytime traffic, right? And you're sticking it at night. Have you ever driven on the road at night, Dream, right now? There's like nobody out, okay? Now you go out and boom, tons of people. Everybody's dying because no one can see anything and they're all freaking out. You've got literally people just swerving around. Like, there's going to be so much death. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so all of your skin cancer list victims are now going to be traded for car accident victims. So you're not helping anyone. You also mentioned, the circadian rhythm. Okay, well, what about all the animals? You think the animals are going to like the fact that now everything is lit up like it's daytime? They're going to be freaked out. There's all these people running around at night that weren't going around during the day, or that were usually going around during the day that they're not used to. You're going to be freaking the animals out. What about the animals, Dream? Do you not care about the poor animals? And also, what about people who are night blind? People who just can't see that well in the dark. There are a lot of people who don't drive at night because they can't see. All those people are going to have to either hire drivers or they're going to have to figure out something out. Carpool. It's going to severely hurt these people's mobility ability to get around. Okay. Plus lights everywhere. We already have a problem with a waste of electricity in this country. Now you're saying that instead of trading the efficiencies by being able to power off the lights at night and not needing them at night, boom, lights on everywhere, people. It's now Las Vegas everywhere 24/7 because some crazy business owners want to switch everything to nighttime. So guess what? Everybody is going to be having a bad time solely because of that, because it's going to increase everybody's electricity cost. It's going to make everybody's going to be having a bad time driving around. It's not going to be super efficient. It's going to be awful. Go.
I'm sorry to say, but your arguments are literally deader than those fake people that you made up for your argument, because you're saying that as of right now, there's no lights on the roads, which makes it harder to drive at night. Sure. You're acting like it's going to be the exact same if they were to flip everybody to working during the day. They're going to light up all of the roads, and it's going to be perfectly fine. The rates of crashing will translate and swap. So yes, the rates right now are probably higher during the night than during the day, but they're going to flop because everything's going to change. It's not going to be the exact same. And just as kind of a side note, how cool would it be if the United States, on those little maps, they show where it's like the whole world, the lights are lit up at night. How cool would it be if the United States just glowed in the middle of the night and it was just a sign of freedom, hope, everything. And It was just this awesome sign of the United States, USA, everybody, all the chants, just imagine that. As for your argument about the animals, I love animals. I love that there's going to be a lot of nocturnal animals that can now be our friends. I have a pet bat instead of a pet cat. And that was not meant to be a Dr. Seuss rhyme, but still, I think there's a lot of positives that you're failing to mention. Like I said, that people with poor vision during the night, they're going to have inventions now that will help those people. Right now, they're kind of, not mentioned because it's not important because nobody's going to be working during the day. I mean, during the night. So people with poor night vision, there'll be a lot of inventions. Maybe Apple will come out. I mentioned this from the last time. Maybe Apple will come out with some contacts that are basically night vision. Who knows? There's a lot of different things that kind of those arguments that you mentioned. I think that car one is just kind of, it's kind of dumb because there's going to be lighting on all the roads now as before there weren't. Yeah, and the circadian rhythm thing, that is something that happens in animals as well. So a lot of them, I think, will adjust to humans being awake at night, and the animals will be awake as well. But
oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. I just heard so much nonsense and ridiculousness. Guys, we're going to take a quick song break, super quick, so that I can just absolutely be... We're going to take a song break. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back.
Would you rescue me? Would you get my back? Would you take my call when I start to crack? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me when I'm by myself? When I need your love, if I need your help, would you rescue me? Would you rescue me?
That's probably not the best show to become smarter.
All right, we are back. And that song, Rescue Me, was dedicated to Dream, who needs someone to rescue him because his arguments are awful. So first, this next part, we just go in and we just kind of hash it out, do some back and forth. There's really no straightforward point, I guess. We're just gonna go at it. You ready, Dream?
Sure.
You ready to get roasted? All right.
I mean, I'm not ready to get roasted because I'm going to be out during the night working instead of during the day when I will get roasted, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. So you mentioned all of this light. Oh, look, we're going to be lighting up everything so people aren't going to have a problem seeing while driving.
Not everything, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all the roads,
let's just say we do.
Definitely.
Let's say we light up everything. Now it feels like we're basically in the daytime anyway. How is that not going to be?
How does that feel like we're going to be in the daytime? You think we're going to have the same power of the sun that's giant and scolding in the air?
Yeah. No, I'm saying now
radiation through the entire Earth, and you're like, oh, just put some lights on the road. Wow, now the sun is basically on the road. No. Watch out.
No. All of those extra lights you're adding in, that is wasted electricity. You're now wasting, instead of using the natural energy of the sun, right, to light everything up, because, wow, we don't need to spend a bunch of electricity on lights everywhere.
Charge those lights during the day using solar power.
During the day. What? Using solar power?
Solar power to charge them during the day when they're not in use, and then use them at night. So that's like the easiest thing in the world. Have batteries.
Energy, inefficiently transfer it and then repower something else instead of just, I don't know, using that light source during the day. Think of all the money we could save.
That's already the future we're going to right now. There's a lot of people who have solar panels all over the top of their house, so they can charge. People will be able to, while they're during the day, while they're inactive, charge their entire house, all their appliances during the day, and then at night when they're using them, use the solar power.
Yeah, except they're going to be using a lot more because now instead of being able to work without having to turn the lights on, they got to turn the lights on everything. It's going to use way more power. They're going to need to coat their driveway with solar panels too.
Well, maybe they can. They coat everything with solar panels. Get free energy instead of using non-renewable resources right now like coal. Clean energy. Boom. What about the people who have to work during the day? The productivity as a whole would go up by a large amount, a huge amount. There's studies right now that show that people are faster and stronger at night because they get less heat exhaustion and stuff that affects them. What about people who live in Arizona that gets over 100 degrees during the day? Construction, so much easier. Put some lights on. Why do you think all construction right now, a lot of construction is done during cold times when it's colder? And if you have everybody's working at night, boom, it's a normal thing. Construction goes up, productivity goes up. The world is a better place.
So you're saying trade a heat death for freezing to death. Okay, yeah, that sounds so much nicer. Thank you.
You do realize something
warmer anyway from all the extra carbon emissions you're putting into the air.
If it's really hot outside, what do you do?
If it's really hot outside, guess what? I go inside and I cool off.
If it's really cold outside, what do you do?
I go inside because now that it's nighttime.
That's weird. I don't do that. If it's really hot outside, I can't keep stripping until I'm naked. What if after I'm naked, I'm going to keep stripping my skin off? If it's cold outside, I put more and more clothes on. Layer. It's something you can do to prevent it. Something when the heat you can't prevent. Are you going to start skinning yourself alive until eventually you're warm, you're cold enough?
Speaking of of that you just mentioned, guess what? At night, okay, during the winter when people are asleep, they don't have to spend as much on heating. Do you know why? Because they can go into bed, wrap themselves up in blankets. Ooh, they're nice and toasty. Now you're going to be trading that because people are going to be up and working. Everybody's heat bill goes through the roof.
That's completely false. Everybody's heat bill will actually go down. You want to know why? Because people are sleeping when the sun is out. They're going to get warmth from the sun when they sleep, and when they're working, a lot of times, unless you have a desk job, a lot of times you're going to be moving around. You're going to be creating energy themselves.
Heat down. What? No, you're totally backwards.
What? When you're sleeping in your house and you're going to bed, you just said that you have to turn your heat up because you don't want to freeze when you're going to bed and sleeping.
I said you can turn your heat down because you have blankets, so you don't have to turn your heat up as much. Whereas during the day, okay, when you're out and actually active and you want to be comfortable, okay, and it's really cold in your house, oh, you got to crank that heat up. So now at night, when it's going to be even colder, okay, everybody's got to, I got to be awake at night, crank that thermostat up, and it's going to be in these big bits.
I mean, there's a lot of businesses will have heaters and stuff as well.
Yeah,
that won't be a problem in a lot of places. Thinking about a small percentage of the world, like Antarctica, and there's zero population that are going to be absolutely freezing when they have to go out in the freezing negative temperatures in Antarctica.
Oh my goodness! And you know what? You're totally forgetting
the penguins will have to go to work and they'll struggle. They'll really struggle in the cold.
About the health benefits. Okay, guess what? If you go into the sun, you get vitamin D. Okay, your skin.
If you go into Walmart, you get vitamin D tablets.
Oh yeah, so everybody's got to stock up on those vitamin D tablets and buy them on the regular versus going out and spending 15 minutes.
I take vitamin D tablets. They cost like 5 cents a tablet, and I take one a day.
But expand that across everybody, and you've now added an added expense, and you've increased demand. Like, come on, are you crazy? You're now raising the cost of living for everybody. I now have to spend more on electricity because I'm lighting my house at night when I would otherwise have that electricity.
I mean, like I said, that's renewable energy you'd be using like your house. But you also save money on sunscreen and the things that you have to use to prevent sun on your hats.
Thanks, Dream.
That'll become a thing in the future. I mean, it's not something that.
Have you ever seen a starry night, Dream? Have you ever seen? I have. Okay. Guess what?
They're beautiful.
Really nice. Good. Yeah. Say goodbye because all those starry nights are going to be gone because everybody's going to have all their lights turned on because they got to be working at night. So guess what? You're never going to see stars again.
So there'll be a lot of places. There'll be a lot of places for it.
You're going to be sad.
I'm going to be sad because I can't see stars.
Yeah, you're going to be sad.
I don't know about your life, Bad, but my life does not rely on seeing the stars at night. You can go to a lot of places. I'm sure there'll be really cool shows where they take you to play. It'll be a big like thing that you go to this show, you come into this dome, they show you all these amazing stars, kind of like they do now, but it'll be all the other benefits kind of add up to make it worth it. No, the real stars, because they'll have telescopes and everything that can illuminate the stars all over the room you're in.
No, telescopes need darkness. Why do you think they build those giant observatories way out
That's what I'm
in the
talking
boonies?
about.
They don't build them right next to cities. Do you know why? Because the light pollution makes it so they can't see the stinking stars, Dream. No stars for anyone. You must hate stars. Admit it. You're in favor of this policy because you hate constellations.
I've lived in Orlando my whole life, and I've seen stars, and it's a big major city with like Disney and everything around it. And I still see stars every night. Now, do I see less than somebody who lives in Antarctica, like the penguins apparently that you are obsessed with? No, I don't. But I do see a lot of stars, and it's not something that affects my day-to-day life. If you'd rather have people, millions of people die of skin cancer over a few people getting to enjoy stars, then go
versus the millions who will die in car accidents.
That's your argument is dead. Your argument
is not
just
dead
like
at
the
all.
Fake people again.
No, there are a bunch of studies that show that people are worse drivers at night. Okay.
Why do you think that is, Bad?
Because they can't see anything.
Yes, because there's not lights, because nobody drives at night. But now when people will be driving at night, there'll be lights.
Yeah, unless you're going to light up everything.
The roads.
You're still going to have the same situation.
You're going to light up the roads.
But if you light up all the roads like that, you're going to increase the electricity cost, so you're drastically increasing
renewable energy.
Expense.
You're going in circles, Bad.
I'm pointing out that you haven't addressed any of my major concerns.
I'll keep repeating a few of the same things I've been saying. Go on. You said that you light up the roads. You said it costs electricity, renewable energy. Continue. I'll just use 2 words every time.
Ready? Are you ready? Ready, yep. Dream? I got one question for you. Do you sleep with the lights on?
No.
All right, well, good luck getting to sleep during the daytime as the sun's blaring through your window.
Bad.
So
Let me
not
ask
only
you,
are
what
people
time
not
do you
gonna get
sleep?
any sleep,
Bad.
they're
What
going to
time
have
do
bad
you sleep?
productivity
Bad.
during
What
the night.
time do you sleep?
Huh?
Let me ask you that. What time do you typically go to sleep and
I
wake
go
up?
to sleep at like, I don't know, sometimes or in the middle of the day, sometimes.
Okay.
Early
How
in
do
the
you
morning?
sleep in your room when the sun is out? You're
Guess
in a
what?
room. You're
Yeah,
in a
but guess
room.
what?
There's no
I
sun.
don't have any lights where I'm sleeping, so that
Yes,
the
you turn
light,
them
no,
off. You're
light
acting like
doesn't
people are gonna
come
you're
through the
acting like people are
window.
gonna like open their ceilings to the sun now because it's the
Most
daytime.
people
This makes
sleep
no sense.
in a location where there's sun coming in through the window, or they have light shining.
I don't
in
know.
that
I don't
wakes
know
them up
where you
during the
live,
day.
Bad. Most people that I know sleep in a room where they're surrounded by 3 walls and maybe another wall with a window on it.
Yeah,
They can
people
close
are gonna have windows.
the blinds on.
The
Are you a
light will be
caveman?
coming through.
Are you a
they
caveman?
will be going blind. Okay, is there light
What?
coming through your curtains right now? Do you have curtains on your window, Dream?
Very minimal light, but
Do you
some
have
light, sure.
curtains on your window?
Yeah, I have curtains.
Okay, is there light coming through?
Minimal. Yeah, there's some,
that
but I've
minimal
slept like that
light
many
is
times.
too much light for a lot of people to sleep through. So guess what? You're gonna have a bunch of people who are gonna be
Then
cranky.
get better curtains. Put on
so
blankets
now I
on
have
your
to
windows.
buy
It's
curtains
easy.
too. First it's vitamin D tablets. Now I gotta buy curtains. Oh, and I gotta stock up on solar panels everywhere. How expensive is this switch gonna cost me, Dream? This is
bad.
nuts.
I don't know. I don't
already
know
up
where.
to, like,
I
thousands of
thought you were good
dollars.
at. I thought you were good at economics. Like we were just mentioning the fact that yet again, renewable energy. You know how much money people save with renewable energy. Buying a solar panel is an investment. You make money on buying a solar panel because of the energy that you save and that you make from using the solar
What
panel.
saved
You're acting like
energy?
you don't understand
You have to
simple
No,
economics.
You're the one who doesn't understand simple economics. You have to light up everything at night. You go from not lighting things up to everything's lit up. How
Not
is that
everything,
not
but
an
a lot of
increased
stuff. Hey, lit up.
expense? My electricity bill would go through the roof because now I'm lighting up everything. And
You're transferring most of that cost is transferred. During the day, you have lights on in businesses. You don't just have, oh, it's the sun. We can light all of our rooms everywhere with only the sun. We don't have to use any lights. Hey, Bad, do you have a light on in your
Yes.
house right now? What time is it? Do you have a light on in your house?
Yes, I do
You
have a light up
exactly.
in
Why
my
do you have a light
house.
on your house? The sun. Turn it off. You can use the sun. It's like, that's so stupid, Bad. During the night, it's going to be the same.
Yes, but guess what? A lot of people a lot of businesses do not have to do that because guess what? There's a giant burning ball in the sun that they can take advantage of. So while yes, when you get to the interior of a lot of buildings, a lot of them have to turn lights on. But guess what? They don't have to turn lights on in a lot of places where they have access to windows and natural light. At nighttime, they do. Okay? I used to work in a place where, guess what? We didn't turn on the lights in the exterior rooms because we didn't have to.
Well,
now we would have to because we're working at night and we got to turn on the parking lot.
I completely
lights that
agree.
We didn't have to turn on.
I completely
You've
agree.
added in
What do you think about
expense.
what do you think is the number one if I had to ask you, what do you think is the number one job that involves no lights? That involves no lights at all. They're just working. They're using the sun completely naturally during the day. They're out and about, not in buildings where there's lights. What do you think the number one job is? What would you guess? I mean, I have what I think it would be. Construction, probably.
Construction.
And what do you think those people go through what do you think the leading cause of death for those workers are? Do you think they'd be like, no, please save us the $100 on lights that we don't want to spend, and don't let us die from sun exhaustion and deal with 100-degree weather. I'd rather work when we can't.
You are really far from the subject right now.
No, we're
They have
still
lights.
What? We're on the same thing. Listen, this nonsense, okay, working at night, yeah, I would rather work at night when it's cool, yeah, as a construction worker.
As
when
a farmer,
I can't see
the farmer is like
anything.
the leading. They make us all our
Why
food,
do you think
Bad.
farmers work when they can see, okay? Farmers have the option, okay, of working at night right now. Why do you think they don't?
Yeah, because they're not going to work at night whenever they have to do all their sales, all their means of production during the day, when people will buy from them, when they can go out to markets and sell their fruits and their labor and everything during the day when everyone works. If you're flipping that around, you're going to flip around when the farmers work. The farmer would love to work during the night whenever they're not in the middle of the heat. They can, like I said, use renewable energy to charge up their tractors and all their awesome tools they're going to use that are now easier to spend less electricity on actually by using the sun for renewable energy. And then they can go out during the night when they're not going to be sweating, They're going to enjoy it much more. And like I said, there's plenty of studies that say productivity goes up during the night a lot in terms of human interaction, not just
I would like to see
mentally.
those studies because this is nonsense. Okay. Not only that, you're going to have, if people wanted to do that, right? They could do that right now. Okay. That like the reason why farmers farm during the day is because it would be inefficient to do it at night and they know it. Okay. The added expense of having to light everything up, you're adding a bunch of additional expenses. The major expense I'm talking about, which is why I keep referencing it, is now instead of being able to see what I'm working on because the sun is giving me free light, I'm paying for light in order to work on things, in order to be able to see them. Okay, that's the added expense that you seem to think is not going to be that significant, but it will be. Okay, it's going to be massively significant. Okay, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. And
you save a lot of money on all the stuff that you want to use. Like, what do you? A lot of times when it's cool, like I live in Florida, right? It's really cool. It's really hot a lot of the time. When it gets cool, I open my windows. I turn off my air conditioning. It's great. There's the breeze coming in. People can do that more often while they're working. They'll save money on their air conditioning, save money on their fans, save money on sun lotion, on all the medical bills they'll have when they have skin. When they have skin cancer, they'll save all their medical bills.
Do you know when mosquitoes come out, Dream? They come out at night.
Okay. Come out at night sometimes.
And guess what? So you're saying, all right, guess what, guys? It's nighttime.
Like open the
windows, everybody. Let the mosquitoes come in. Come on, mosquitoes. So now you're going to have increased diseases because you're going to have a bunch of people who aren't going to take their vitamin D tablets. They're going to get rickets and they're going to be very upset. And then you're going to have a bunch of bugs and stuff that people aren't used to coming out at night, giving people a bunch of different diseases. It's going to be a bad time. Animals are going to be attacking people because you're like, this is when I usually wake up.
Animals are going crazy, guys. They're completely changing their behavior.
Yeah. You think all the animals are going to adapt to this new thing?
No, they're going to
be doing their normal schedule. Raccoons are going to be attacking people because people are trying to put the trash out. Oh, here comes a raccoon.
Why do you think raccoons typically are out during the night?
Because they're nocturnal animals.
Because people aren't around out and about. They try and avoid people.
We are going to take a break.
It's nocturnal.
Okay. We are going to take a break. A short break. Here's Ariana Grande and Social House with Boyfriend. We'll be right back in a second on LHUS.
The weirdest talk show all around the world.
This looks fun.
Horses are a lot more complicated to make and manufacture than a t-shirt.
We've broken a lot of rules.
On LHUS.
We're live.
All right. And we are back, everyone, and now it is time. We've taken a minute to cool down. Now it's time for some closing arguments. So this is where each of us is going to have a couple minutes to just go and give our closing statements, explain why Dream's arguments are wrong, explain why the other person's arguments are wrong, and then we will go ahead and pretty much just lay it out. And then we're going to give you guys a chance to vote on who you guys think won. Remember, make sure to vote for who you think did the best job defending their point, not necessarily whose position you agreed with, unless like they convinced you to that position. Remember, obviously, this topic is pretty absurd, but just keep that in mind. All right, Dream, do you want to go first, or should I?
Well, you started.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll go first. Well, if I go first, I get a minute to address your points. So you'll have to address mine during your thing. Anyway. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? Okay. I don't know where to begin. Your whole thing was so absurd. I'm just going to go with, right now we have a system that works. Why do you think it works? It works because you're out, you can see the sun. Everybody's like, hey, this is the cheapest solution. It works. We've got light everywhere that we don't have to pay for. Okay. It's awesome. It's just fabulous. Like, I like being able to walk out during the day and there's light everywhere. I can see it's not all artificial light, which hurts your eyes, just for the record. Artificial light is not good for you, in the long run. All of the benefits of Dream's proposal are disadvantages. Okay. Right? I brought up the fact that car accidents are going to be a thing. You're going to have so many people dying. You will have a literal mountain of bodies from all the bad drivers driving at night who are crashing into each other. Okay. And Dream's counter, what is it? Oh, we're going to put lights everywhere. You know what that means? When you have lights everywhere, that means increased cost. And those poor animals that are trying to sleep at night or that are trying to sleep at night are going to have a bad time too, because now there's lights everywhere. It's going to be messing with them, and there's going to be people everywhere. So all of these nocturnal animals are going to be running into people. You're going to have a lot more confrontations. Any supposed benefits from alleviating skin cancer will be offset by all of the increased deaths from car accidents. Okay, just keep that in mind. And just in case Dream mentions it, okay, animals are nocturnal because they're nocturnal, not because there's no people out. Do you think, 1,000 years ago when there were no people walking around where raccoons were in North America, that raccoons were like, well, I'm just going to walk around during the daytime? No, they were sleeping during the day and coming out at night. Okay. But guess what? Humans don't do that because the stuff we like to do requires being able to see. There's a reason people like farmers farm at night. Farm during the day and not at night, for the very reason that it would be crazy and it would cost a lot to be able to see everything. Okay, so just if we go through with this stupid policy, we will increase costs drastically. We'll hurt our enjoyment of the stars and the environment, and it's just going to be a huge waste. It's nonsensical, and I rest my case. Dream?
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of positives. I mentioned like the money you save from renewable energy that you keep failing to mention during the day. The positive effect it would have on things like cancer, like sun cancer, and everyone that would not die from heat stroke. The amount of deaths, like you're saying, you're basically fear mongering with this. The streets would be filled with art to the ceiling of deaths, and everyone will die. And it's like that doesn't really work because obviously everyone knows there's going to be lights. And your argument was, oh, and he says there's going to be lights. Yeah, there's going to be lights. That's my argument. I don't even know how you counter that. I mean, there's lights and people can drive better because they can see when there's lights. The positive effect they'd have on productivity for construction workers. They don't have to work during the beating heat. They can have artificial light where they need it, so there's no real downside to that. And like I said, renewable energy, which is a huge plus. I really think half your arguments don't even have a basis in reality. Like you're countering my arguments with people would be freezing to death, like they're somehow in Antarctica working or something. That makes absolutely no sense. And I mean, just to mention before, I really do think you need to look up and I encourage anybody to look up the definition of nocturnal because it's just a descriptive word. It means absolutely nothing in terms of their biology. It's just a descriptive word. It means that you tend to go out during the night. You know what? Cats are nocturnal. If you go look it up right now, cats base their sleep pattern on the sleep schedule of their owners. My cat is up during the day a lot, because I'm up during the night a lot. That's what they usually do, the opposite of whatever their owner sleeps. That is something that happens to nocturnal animals, and yes, they are because humans are around. That's why raccoons go out during the night. That's why you can go into your garage during the day, like I have in the past, and find a raccoon, because of the fact that they thought no humans were there. That's what happens. That's where raccoons are. You don't think they don't disappear. They're in trash cans and stuff during the day, not because they're afraid of the light and the light is horrible, because they've based their sleep schedule on people, and that will change. And last but not least, I think the U.S. would look, like I mentioned, absolutely amazing on a map at the middle of the night. Everything lit up. We'd be the best country in the world. And that's it. USA, USA. That's my closing argument.
Okay. Just to address one of your points as a thing, since one final addressment, you keep bringing up like benefits in construction and how lighting. Why don't they do that right now? I've never seen people like changing roof tiles on a roof at night. Do you know why? Because the added expense of lighting up a roof on a house, bringing the lights in and setting them up and lighting it would just be tremendous.
They can't wake them up.
Okay, yeah.
If people were asleep during the day, they would do it during night because they're not going to be waking people up.
You're going to have people falling off of roofs left and right. And just during the first week of the switch alone, as people are getting used to this newfangled nonsensical policy, mountain of bodies. You can't literally.
What?
You'll have a mountain
You're going back
of bodies.
to this ridiculous.
Again,
argument.
I bring up the point that whenever daylight savings time happens with a 1 hour switch, the amount of car accidents, there is a significant noticeable increase, okay, in the amount of car accidents and fatalities that they can actually attribute a large number of deaths to daylight savings time, okay, as people are tired. So just during that first week of switching alone, you'll have a mountain of bodies, okay? So unless you want a mountain of corpses, you should not be in favor of this
Unless
policy.
you want a mountain of corpses, vote bad.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to go post on Twitter. Here we go. You can vote for either Dream, myself, Ty, or if you didn't listen, you can vote for that.
That was a fun argument. I enjoyed it.
At Saints of Games, we will be right back here in a little bit with our closing 5-minute debate about a different topic. So I just posted the poll. You have 5 minutes to vote on my Twitter at Saints of Games. Go vote. We'll be right back after a song.
You're on Only HUS until 6 p.m. EST, and right now Chester, Jonas Blue, Ritora with Ritual.
It's you, it's me, you'll always be my ritual.
That's probably not the best show to become smarter.
Wow. Okay. I feel so betrayed by my Twitter. Okay. I know you guys said I posted on my Twitter, and obviously, that's going to influence the vote so much. A certain amount. I want it to be fair, but dang, 40% Dream won. Oh my goodness. And we have such a great meme posted by Jace Fox in the reply. Going outside to get vitamin D? Nah. Blank vitamin D at Walmart. Hey, there you go. Which I'm
That's
just going to say.
That's a 10 out of 10 meme.
That's just, oh my goodness. I literally can't believe this. But whatever, Dream won, so I'll give you a nice.
Thank you.
Nice
I'm retweeting that meme because that's a great meme.
That is a pretty great meme, I will say. Anyway, it's all right. Remember, guys, totally vote how you want. Don't feel bad for me. Oh, I'm so hurt. Anyway, no. That was a good debate. That was a very nice discussion, and I think you got destroyed. The audience felt differently. So, all right. What did you guys think of the debate? And does anyone want to propose some 5-minute topics for us to discuss? Any user submissions we can go at? I have a couple off the cuff, but I'll give you guys a chance. If we see one that's good, we can debate that one. It was fun. You loved it. So funny. Nice. Glad to hear that.
That was a fun debate. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. So you agree that you got demolished?
I agree that I won.
Okay.
Now I'm 2-0 against you, Bad. You're gonna have to step up your game a little bit.
My goodness, guys, come on. Why are you throwing out some of those times? 10 fish drowned.
Did you win last week or did you lose too?
I won last
week. Bad got it. I'm talking about when we
already
the one
did
with the
pineapple
bucket or whatever.
On pizza, muffins. Oh, the bucket one was great. That was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, you won the bucket one. Cereal or milk first? What do you think, Dream? That's kind of an interesting topic.
I think that cereal should go first.
No. Hold on. You don't get a pick. Here we go. Ready? Heads, I defend cereal first. Tails, Dream defends cereal first. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
Okay, so you defend your cereal first? Was that it? You were tails,
I think
right?
it was milk first, right? I don't know.
No, it was cereal first.
I'm defending cereal first?
Yeah, you're defending cereal first. I'm defending milk first. All right, ready? No prep. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, just starting off. Milk is obviously the right choice here, okay? If you pour milk in, you can then pour cereal and you can get maximum freshness. You got your spoon ready, milk in the bowl, cereal on it, boom.
Puke in the chat. You
can, if you want to start eating right then, you can. That's literally perfect. Okay, I don't see a downside to this at all.
How is that? What? The other way around, you can eat it right away too. You pour your milk, boom, you eat it right after that. It's like there's 2 steps.
If your cereal is already in the bowl and you pour your milk in, now your cereal's been exposed. So by the time you pick the bowl up, it's already getting soggy, right? Versus your milk is in there. What does it take longer to do? Pour in cereal or pour in milk? The answer is it takes longer to pour
fairly
milk.
equal. No. I'd say it's probably about the same. But also, whenever you put your cereal first and you're pouring your milk, you can pour your milk to the appropriate level. How many people, when you pour the last little bit of your cereal in, you don't know how much cereal there is, and then you're trying to pour the milk in, and you don't know how much to put. If you put the milk in first, you're pouring out that little last bit of cereal, and you end up like a bad proportion of milk to cereal ratio, and then you go and you jump off your balcony because you want to die.
Wow. No, you see, the exact opposite happens. What happens is people will pour their cereal in, and then they try and pour the milk in, and they didn't put in enough milk, or they put in too much cereal. And then their cereal fills up to the top of the bowl, and then when they stick their spoon in, you got cereal flying everywhere, getting all over your floor. You get ants in your house. The ants attack you while you're asleep, and then you die. Okay? Think about that.
What's with your arguments that you're like, everyone will die if you don't vote for me?
That is what will happen.
There will be piles of bodies from the cereal going in last.
You get cereal on the floor.
I've had ants, not from my cereal. But if my cereal was at the top of my bowl, I would be a very happy man, not a very sad man, and I would pour my milk to the appropriate level because I chose to pour my milk second and not first.
Oh my goodness. You see, if you pour your milk in and you put cereal on top of it second, you don't have to worry about the cereal overflowing when you put the milk in. Because guess what, Dream? Cereal floats, okay? So guess what? When you pour it in, boom, you can pour it to the perfect level so that the cereal isn't falling out of the bowl. Versus when you have cereal in the bowl, you fill the bowl up too much with cereal. You pour the milk in, your cereal overflows.
You pour your milk in, and you can see the cereal floating up, and you go, okay, I'm going to pour in a little less. I'm not going to pour in any more milk because my cereal is up. Okay, that's good. Good amount. It's like, I think that argument there is like on a level playing field between the two. But the cereal has to go first.
Put in if you pour the milk in second. That's
what?
Absurd.
You don't know how much milk to put in? You don't know how much level. You're looking at it. Are you blind?
You cannot see the milk level because there's cereal covering and obscuring it.
Have you actually ever had cereal? I'm just asking.
Yes, I've had cereal. What are you talking about?
Because you're saying you can't see the milk level when you're pouring in your milk to your cereal?
Oh my goodness.
What is that?
Are you blind? What type of cereal are you eating? Like super dense that sinks to the bottom of the milk and you can perfectly see?
I mean, there's some
if you're eating like Cheerios, this Cheerios, you're pouring the milk in, you're like, oh, where's the milk?
They have holes in it.
Boom, it overflows.
Where's the milk?
Dang it, there's milk everywhere.
I honestly feel like you have never had cereal. You're like, oh, where's the milk? I'm pouring it in the cereal. Where is it? It's going to come out some point. You can, with Cheerios, they have little holes in them. You can see the milk. It's like, there's no way.
Cereal Elite. Wow.
Where's the milk? Everybody, where's the milk? It's going to come out of here. It's going to come up at any moment and spook me.
No,
and make me die to the ants that are nearby.
You can use a measuring cup.
Will apparently kill me in my sleep.
Listen, here's the problem. Okay, I will defend this point very simply. One, if you measure out how much cereal you want, so you're like, oh, I've got this measuring cup with the amount of cereal I want. You pour in the milk.
Oh my God,
boom,
this is so complicated. You're turning cereal eating to mathematics.
The amount of milk will not influence
cereal mathematics edition.
Your negativity towards your cereal. The amount of cereal will, because you might have too much cereal left over, and you're like, oh, that's bad. I don't want to have all this cereal left over that I wasn't planning on eating. Okay, in my bowl, it gets soggy.
You know what you can do with the leftover cereal? You put it into a bag. You know what you can do with your leftover milk? Oh, let me just try and pour this back in the carton and spill it, and apparently the ants will get my milk and then come eat me in my sleep.
Why would you put milk back in the carton? That's
exactly.
disgusting.
You can't, which is why you pour it second to make sure you get the exact amount you want. If you pour milk into there and you want more cereal,
the cereal is obscuring your milk level. Okay, you're going to end up having to go back to the fridge, making 2 trips. Oh, I didn't put enough milk and I still have cereal. Oh, I got to pour more in.
Can I say one thing?
I guess I'll concede because in your world you can't see milk and it's invisible.
Oh my goodness.
Can I just say one thing?
By a pile of cereal, you can't see it. What?
We have 2 hands. You can do both at once, like at the same time.
What, like some savage? That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm done. I'm just not going to eat cereal.
Apparently,
what if you live Canada?
Not much of a change.
Milk in a bag? You're discriminating against people. Okay, you know what? All right, we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around for this episode. Let me know what you thought of our last minute 5-minute debate. Who do you guys think won? Obviously, it was.
Do you want to do it on Thursday?
Yes, we will be back here Thursday at the same time.
Thursday, 5 p.m. EST on the East West. We'll be back for the Weirdest Talk Show. That's the temporary name. We maybe should try to find an actual name.
You know what? I
like the weirdest debate show.
I swear, if you say Muffin in the name,
I want Muffin to be in the name somewhere.
What?
Okay, I think it's a good name.
Muffin.
The Muffin Debate Show. Ooh, we could do, what was the original idea I had? It was Defend Your Point or something like that. Make your case. That was it. You guys really like Weirdest Debate Show? Well, throw some suggestions on Twitter if you have any. Anyway, all right, everybody. I'm sure. Are you going to post this on YouTube later?
Yeah, probably. I think I missed the beginning a bit, but yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get like everything. Like I had some auto recording problem, but I got like 50 minutes of it. So
excellent. All right, so this will be posted on YouTube later.
On the channel, on the Hitch, and right now it's
Thank
Cindy.
you for having me.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in on the HOS. And right now, Cindy, until 10 p.m. EST. Thanks for listening on the HOS, and have a nice evening.